Hey guys, Lindsay here. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be this month's Collective Cosmetics subscription box. I totally meant to get this video out sooner, but it's my birthday month and this month ends up getting really crazy because my birthday is on the 8th, which I think I'm gonna be posting this after that. I don't know. My birthday's on the 8th and then my husband and my anniversary is on the 24th. And then of course Easter's kind of smack dab in the middle of that this year. So it's kind of making my weekends a bit crazy. So I'm gonna keep trying to post 4 videos a week, but as you guys saw this last week, that did not happen. But you know, sometimes you gotta take some time for yourself. And if it's your birthday, you should enjoy it. So let's go ahead and dig into this month's box. I'm really excited about it. So the theme for this month's box is Garden Delirium, which just sounds awesome, but it's supposed to be inspired by like the English rose gardens, and it's very just like really beautiful colors. I really like the collection they did this month. So first off, let's talk about the 2 accessories that came with this month's box. I buy the Decadence box, which is $50. There's also like a step down box, which is the austere box, and that one's $25, but you get less products. I've said this in every video if you guys haven't watched it already. Tough. So this month you actually got 2 accessories. One of them is this cute little headpiece that I'm wearing. So there's like a little clip that you can clip it on both sides. So you could wear it like I'm wearing it, kind of almost like a headband or a headpiece, or you could do the thing where you like clip it to the front and let it drape across the back. Like if you have longer hair and you're doing like a half pulled back thing, that would look super pretty. And then the other thing is this little bag of little dried rosebuds. Grab a couple of them out because the light is just shining on the bag and that's not good. All right, so yeah, this is the little dried rosebuds. Super pretty. I used them in my Instagram photo if you guys saw that. They're super pretty. I'm probably not gonna be using them in my look, but if you look on the Collective Cosmetics' Instagram page, Joe used them in his look and they look really cool. He has them on his face. They're super cool. So I did go into a lot more color detail on the swatches, which I've already filmed. So I'm not gonna go into as much of detail, like as far as what they describe them as right now, because we'll just do the swatches real quick. But I just wanted to show you. So this is the eye and lip lacquer for this month. Really gorgeous color. I do have that swatched coming up. So then of course we have the highlighter for this month's box. This one is called Vapors. I honestly do think that it's my favorite highlighter so far. You'll see in the swatch, it just becomes this gorgeous shimmer and I fall in love with it every time I see it. And then lastly, we have the eyeshadows. So I have already put them in my little Collective Cosmetics eyeshadow case. So it's this row right here. So kind of cover those up so you can see them. So yeah, these are the 3 shades right there. Like I said, I went into all the detail about what the colors are and the names in the swatches, so I don't want to waste time doing that again for absolutely no reason. So that's pretty much everything there is to say about the box. So let me go ahead and roll the swatch clip where I have a lot more detail for you guys, and then we'll get into a look with the products. All right, so I've pretty much swatched everything on my arm. First up is the eye and lip lacquer. So this is the shade Chit. And it's just a really beautiful kind of cool pink. I really like it. It seems a bit thicker than the usual formula, a little bit more opaque. So I actually really like that because I always use them on my lips. Next up is the highlighter. So the highlighter for this month's box is called Vapors, and it's described as a shiny, cool toned ecru highlighter with blue reflex. This one is stunning. It has got such gorgeous sparkle. I know I always rave about their highlighters, but this is why I like them so much. I love that insane sparkle. So I think I'm gonna potentially also integrate this into my eye look because in their promotional photos, Sarah apparently had this on her lid. I don't know if it was on top of one of the other colors, but it just gave the most insane sparkle. So I might do a little something like that. We'll see. So next up is the 3 eyeshadows. So the first 2 are the ones that are exclusive to the box, and this last one is actually permanent. You can buy it as a single. So the first shade right here is called Cameo. It's described as a cool beige shimmer. It's a really gorgeous color. I like that subtle shimmer in there. And this color is called Miri, and it's a matte mud brown shade. It definitely is. And then this one is the permanent one. This is called Talisman, and it's a royal blue semi-matte. It has like a subtle sheen to it. Not sure what direction I'm gonna go in. I can definitely see a really beautiful kind of subtle look, like with some neutrals on the eye and a blue on the lower lash line if you're a bit more comfortable with that, but I really want to do something else, so I might go blue all over the lid. We'll see. Like, I haven't done enough blue looks lately. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, I've already got my lids primed. I've been using the MAC paint pot. I have Painterly. So my eyelids are primed and it's not set. I'm trying to decide what direction that I want to go in I know I joked in the swatches that I really didn't want to do the typical like neutrals on the lid and blue pop on the lower lash line, and I don't, but I'm really not in the mood to do like a blue all over the lid, smoky eye or halo eye, you know, just because I've done so much blue lately. So I think I'm gonna do a little compromise because I really do love this shade right here. It's so gorgeous, and I do think I wanna add a little punch with the highlighter on top. So I think I might do a little combination of these two, the brown in the crease with the other one across the lid. And I think I wanna try to use the blue as like a winged liner. So we'll see how that works. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna jump straight into the brown shadow. All my brushes are dirty. Apparently I need to do a giant brush washing tonight as well. So I'm gonna try using this kind of fluffy but still kind of dense brush. Let's see. I'm gonna try to just pack it in first, maybe a little bit, and then blend. You know, I wonder if I should just leave the inner portion completely like pale and just make it dark on the outer portion. Maybe I'll do that. I kind of wish I would have set the base a little bit right there. I'm gonna take a clean brush and kind of just buff over the top of that. I really want to lighten this up a lot, especially if I'm gonna have that blue shine through as a liner. So I'm just leaving this mostly to the outer portion. Just kind of blending it in, really softening it with just this clean brush. And it just really diffuses the color. That ends up being a really nice little kind of shadow. So that's perfect. I think that that's good enough. I didn't dip in again. I'm just using the brush that had a little bit of that brown on there, and I'm just kind of flaring it out a little bit more. There's not, like I said, I didn't go back in, so it's just whatever's left on the brush. But since we're gonna do a wing, I do wanna elongate a little bit. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it at that. Still trying to decide if I wanna come in at all though. I might, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. So indecisive right now. All right, I'm switching to a smaller brush, and I'm just gonna very lightly drag a little of this color in, and then I'm gonna cut the crease. So if you don't wanna cut the crease, maybe just skip this step. But I just wanna have the tiniest little bit of depth on the inner portion once I cut it. And then back to the clean brush, which I did kind of wipe off again just to make sure it was still clean. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna cut the crease real quick and I'll be right back because you guys have seen me do that a million times. Okay, so I've got both eyes done as far as having the kind of brown mirrory shade just softly through the crease and a little bit out onto the outer portion. Cut the crease with my Tarte Shape Tape on both of them. I just kind of tapped it out on this outer portion because I do want it to be like a little bit of a fade. I want a little bit of this like subtle brown smokiness. And then we're gonna jump into Cameo, which was the light. It's kind of like a peachy. It's got this really gorgeous shift to it. I'm just gonna pack that all across the lid, and I think it's just gonna be easiest to do it with my finger and tap it on top of the concealer. I might go back over this with a wet brush though, just for maximum impact. But like I mentioned, I'm thinking about using the highlighter a little bit because it was so gorgeous in Sarah's eye look, so. It really is a beautiful shade. All right, I'm gonna grab a little bit on a flatter brush and just spray it with some setting spray and just kind of get it closer to the cut crease, and also kind of tap a little bit over the top to see if it brightens it enough or if I still want the highlighter. Okay, so I do think that's really pretty actually. I'm gonna take my little tiny detailed brush. It's like a really small pencil brush. I love this brush. It's from Furless Cosmetics. I'm gonna dip back into the brown mirrory shade and just really softly go over that line of the cut crease just to sharpen it a bit. And then I'm also going to jump back into the fluffy brush we originally used, and I literally just tapped it right into that brown shade, and I'm just gonna very lightly just brush it really softly over this outer edge. I'm just barely adding any pressure. Okay, and then let's go ahead and jump into the highlighter. So I'm gonna pop a little bit of it on the inner corner. So just using another pencil brush. This one's a bit more fluffy. Pop it on the inner corner a bit. And I'm keeping it concentrated for now. I may end up doing my usual where I kind of drag it up and under, but at least right now I like it very concentrated. I'm just gonna take the tiniest bit of it on my ring finger. So just a little bit. And I'm gonna pop it on the like inner portion of the lid. I'm just tapping it over the cameo shade. So just, there we go. About halfway, kind of stopping it at a diagonal so it fades into the cameo shade. May as well go ahead and pop this on the cheek while we have it out. So with this one, you really can just, I just tap, this is what I do, is I just kind of tap into the pan, tap it onto the cheek, and then once I have down what I want, I kind of buff it in. And like giving it a good buff is what gives you that gorgeous kind of like wet shine. And it doesn't look as much like glitter on your face, it looks like a wet shine. Add a little more if you need to. It's easier to just kind of start small and build up. I love it. Okay, so I do think I'm gonna go super basic on the lower lash line, so forgive me, but sometimes I like a super basic look. So I'm just gonna dip into the brown shade and I'm just gonna buff this on the lower lash line. I am using kind of a fatter pencil brush so that I can again kind of softly diffuse this like I did on the top. I'm gonna leave it blank on the inner part though. This is a really pretty color. I like that you can build it up and I like that you can easily smoke it out like this. It's really pretty. Okay, I'm gonna take the peachy, shimmery cameo shade on this liner brush. I am gonna spray it because I'm just gonna do a little dash on this little inner portion. And then with that same brush, I'm gonna get a little bit of the highlighter. Again, make sure it's wet so that it really stays. That is one thing with their glittery highlighters is you do wanna make sure that you're spraying them if you're using them like on a liner brush because it'll fall all over your face. That color is so pretty. Like when I look at it, it just makes me think fairy dust. Okay, so now that that's done and I can kind of see the full picture a bit better, I do wanna do my little usual dragging up of the highlighter. With these glittery highlighters, I barely get any on there, so it's just more dispersing little specks of glitter. I think we're done. Okay, so now to finish off this look, like I mentioned, I really want to use that blue as a liner. Now we do have a kind of shimmer across the lid, we have a glittery highlight across the lid, so I'm afraid that it will not stick very well if I just put the shade directly on the lid. And because it's not a full-on shimmer, it's that kind of like matte shimmer, glowy shimmer matte, I don't know what you want to call it. I just think it'll be easier if I put some glitter glue down first and then pack the color on top of the glitter glue. I'm just gonna go straight in with glitter glue and do a winged liner shape, and then I'll go over the top of it with Talisman, the blue shade. Okay, I definitely love the way that turned out. So let me attempt to recreate this on the other eye and then we will finish this whole look up. Okay, so wings are done and I'm pretty proud of how even they are. I'm not gonna say that they're even, but they're even enough. All right, so I thought about doing blue in the waterline, but again, I just don't wanna take away from the blue on the upper lash line. I really want that to stand out. So I think I'm just gonna stick with brown and use Mr. Bing from ColourPop. I think that'll help tie in the gorgeous brown from the Miri shade. All right, let me just pop on some mascara and lashes real quick. I'm just gonna use my Milk Kush mascara and I'm gonna do the Ardell Wispies. I really like these whenever I want the liner to stand out because I don't feel like the lash band gets in the way and I don't feel like it hides your liner. So let me do that and we'll be right back to finish up. All right, so this is the completed look. I went ahead and put the lip product on off camera just because you guys have seen me apply a liquid lip or a lip gloss a billion times at this point. So I didn't feel like you really needed to see it, but this is Chit, and I think it's super beautiful. This one I feel like it's a lot more opaque than they usually are, maybe because some of the past ones have been a bit more shimmery, or maybe they've meant to be a little bit more sheer, but this one I just felt like had like a really big impact. I didn't even have to dip back in. This was all like one coverage, one swipe type of thing, but it's a really pretty color, and I think it really complements the eye look. I think it goes really nicely together. Overall, I love this month's box. I think this might be my favorite month so far. And maybe I'm biased because it's April and it's my birthday, but still, I love the highlighter. It's definitely probably my new favorite Collective Cosmetics highlighter. And I actually really love the eyeshadows in this one. That blue turned out really beautiful as a liner, and it went over the glitter glue really easily. So if you're wanting to do something like that, I would say try out glitter glue and just tapping the shadow over the top of it. It went on really easily, and it looks like it's gonna like stay really well too without budging. So definitely happy with that. Like I said, it's probably my favorite month box. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment below letting me know what your favorite piece is, or if you're actually getting this box now, because I know some of you guys have commented saying that you've signed up. Let me know what you thought of it. Like, what's your favorite piece that you were able to try? Because I really do love the highlighters probably the most out of these boxes. And I do have a discount code if you've been interested in trying out some products from the Collective Cosmetics and you haven't yet. It doesn't work towards the subscription boxes or like other already discounted items because they're already discounted, but the regular priced items you can get 10% off with Nerdy Girl. It's not affiliated, it's just a little discount if you guys want to use it. No pressure. I've used it myself just to save a little money because why not? But yeah, that's all for today's video. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.